All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kash Patel, the Director of the FBI. Today, once again, thanks to President Trump's brilliant leadership and relentless support of law enforcement, we are here today to announce another record-breaking year for the FBI and specifically for the community here in Charlotte. Thank you also to Attorney General Pam Bondi's leadership of the Department of Justice. She has championed victims her entire career, and she never forgets them or her families. And the combination of that is what led us here today. The FBI, just a week ago, captured Mr. Alejandro Castillo in Mexico, one of the top 10 most wanted fugitives on the FBI's most wanted list. He has been on that list for over a decade, evading law enforcement. And to put that in perspective, how much effort goes into this, it is an entire interagency operation from the FBI to the state police, to the local police, to the U.S. attorneys, to the district attorneys, and to the Mexican authorities. That is the only way to bring justice for Sandy Lee, who tragically and brutally lost her life so many years ago at the hands of this brutal monster. I want a special thanks to the Mexican government, President Sheinbaum, Secretary Harfuch, and a special thanks to Ambassador Ron Johnson down in Mexico, representing our interests in Mexico City. A tremendous partner. When I was down there just this week, offering our support and meeting with the individuals and the leaders down there off our streets, preventing harm to our youth and our children. We've had a 35% increase in espionage arrests, preventing harmful actors from China, Russia, DPRK, and Iran from infiltrating our societies. We've had so many more great successes because of the leadership and the dedication and commitment and the resources given to law enforcement by President Trump and this administration. It is truly, truly a historic moment when you can deliver not one, but two of the FBI's most wanted fugitives in one single day. I don't believe that's ever happened before, and I'm not sure if it'll ever happen again. But the one thing I ask of you guys in your communities is thank these folks here and thank those guys down there, because they do the work day in and day out and they barely get credit for it. And the media blasts them for doing their jobs. But we are here to stand behind blue. We will always be behind law enforcement because you protect our children, you safeguard our communities, and with the power of the United States Attorney's Office, we make sure those criminals are never, 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 ever again attacking the loved ones that we hold most dear to us. It is truly, truly an honor, and I'm so proud to be back here in Charlotte and handing this fugitive over to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, where he belongs, and he will be prosecuted here to the fullest extent of the law. I want to thank HSI, I want to thank DEA, ATF, CBP, I want to thank the local police force, I want to thank the mayor and the governor here for their continued partnership of law enforcement. And once again, I want to thank President Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi, who have been truly spectacular supporters of law enforcement. And if you needed to see how it works and how well it works, just look at this case and look at the fact that we brought Alejandro Castillo to justice 10 years later, right back to where he committed this atrocious crime. These top 10 fugitives, the 6 we captured this year, were on the lam for over 40 years collectively. This shows you we will go to the ends of the earth to find you should you choose to hurt our loved ones in our communities. And now I'm going to hand it over to SEC Jim Barnacle for more words on the investigation. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Director Patel. I can tell you there's never been a director of the FBI that has dropped off 2 top 10 fugitives on our plane. So thank you, Director. A lot of miles today. I am Jim Barnacle. I'm the special agent in charge here at the FBI in Charlotte and across this great state of North Carolina. It's difficult to put into words the amount of work done over the past 9 years. The FBI and our partners at Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. Chief, thank you for being here, and thank you for the great work that your officers have done. The director just had a chance to meet the detectives and agents and analysts that were involved in this investigation and locating Castillo. And I can tell you they looked all over this country and into Mexico. Hard work, gritty work. The detective that found the victim's body after she was brutally murdered nearly 10 years ago is here today, and he's part of the arrest team this afternoon. This capture was coordinated, and it was an intelligence-driven investigation. We exploited social media. We exploited leads. We developed sources to find, locate, and apprehend. It speaks to the reach of the United States government and the FBI. The FBI operates in over 100 countries across this great planet, and they do so to advance and protect American interests, and the FBI's interest in this case is finding fugitives. It's partner with foreign agencies and the Mexican AGI to effect this arrest, transfer custody, and bring him to the United States. I want to recognize it took a long time to find this guy. It took a long time to get him in cuffs. However, he was arrested on January 16th, and here we are, 1 week later, and he's in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, where he's going to face justice under Spencer and his team. Castillo fled to Mexico. As you know, he committed a murder. Sandy Lely was murdered. Her car was driven and found in Phoenix, Arizona. The FBI in Phoenix immediately started tracking. We traced his pattern through family and friends in Phoenix and the Arizona area. We tracked him crossing the border. We traced him down to a town in Mexico, and we started to try to find him. It took a long time, but perseverance doesn't end. The long arm of justice and law enforcement, it has no end. We will put people in cuffs, and we have done that here. Castillo has been living a regular life. Our victim and their family will never be the same. His capture underscores the resolve of the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the CMPD, our law enforcement partners, our dedicated partners and prosecutors around this country, around this globe. So I thank you for being here. I'm grateful for the team and the effort and the partnerships, and I'm glad Castillo is here to face justice in the United States courts. I'll turn it over to the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina, Russ Ferguson.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us in the cold today. I'm Russ Ferguson. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina. You know, it's amazing with their counterparts in Mexico and to capture and bring Mr. Castillo back, and that is what has happened today. And I hope that this case sends a message that we will not let time, we will not let distance, and we will not let borders stand in the way of justice. Director Patel, I want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of the people of Charlotte, on behalf of the people of the Western and North Carolina, for never giving up, for never forgetting our victims, and for making a priority to find people like Mr. Castillo, to catch him, to capture him, and to bring him back to Charlotte to face justice, which he will do. And not only did you do that, Mr. Patel, you did it personally today. And that is really something. And we thank you for that. And I'll turn it over to the Chief of Police, Chief Patterson.
Good afternoon. My name is Estella Patterson, and it's my honor to serve as the Chief of Police for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. Today really marks a milestone in a case that has weighed so heavily in our community for the nearly 10 years now. And I am elated that a dangerous fugitive is in law enforcement custody. I'd like to express my sincere thank you to all of our partners today who made this possible, beginning with FBI Director Kash Patel, also to FBI Special Agent in Charge Jim Barticle, U.S. Attorney Russ Ferguson, and also Mecklenburg County District Attorney Spencer Merriweather. Their leadership has been incredible. I also want to thank CMPD's Violent Criminal Apprehension Team and FBI Task Force Officer Brent Kowick. Officer Kowick refused to let this case go. He was very determined to work to resolution, and I am so proud at his unwavering dedication and commitment to bring this fugitive to justice. I also want to thank our homicide team at CMPD for the work that they have done. And we formally acknowledge and we accept the transfer of custody of Alejandro Rosales Castillo, a fugitive on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list since 2017. I have said when I became the Chief of Police here in Charlotte that collaboration among law enforcement agencies is important to keeping our communities safe. Also, too, we have seen that. We have seen that here today. This handoff really reflects the exceptional cooperation across local, federal, and international law enforcement who have worked relentlessly for nearly a decade. Without a doubt, our combined efforts showed what is possible when agencies come together and work together. This case really underscores one of my core principles, and it echoes what others have said, that we will pursue justice no matter how long it takes or how far it goes. Here at CMPD, we are committed to supporting victims' families, and we hope today will bring some level of comfort to Sandy Lee's family. Charlotte, I want to speak to Charlotte. Charlotte, you can be confident that CMPD and our federal partners will continue to pursue violent criminals with every available resource at our disposal. I personally want to say thank you to every agent, every officer, every analyst, every partner that has helped us with this investigation. Your work is a win for Charlotte, it is a win for our state, and it's an absolute win for our country. Thank you.
We have time for a few questions if anybody wants them. Come on up here. It's all right. The question was the subject surprised after all these years that we were able to find him and chase him down? I think when you see the full power of the United States government and its law enforcement capabilities and partners kicking down doors across the world, maybe he was surprised. He probably thought he got away with it. But this was an FBI enterprise-wide investigation, and I forgot to acknowledge a particular group of people. Our hostage rescue team and our special flight operations unit, which are the warriors behind you in this plane, are the ones that made this lift happen. We left Mexico in dark this morning, dropped off Ryan Wedding in Southern California, and are now here today. Whether or not they're surprised, I guess that's icing on the cake, but the fact of the matter is we got him. Anybody else? Go ahead.
You mentioned the intelligence of the operation, the cooperation with the Mexican authorities. I was wondering if we get some more details about how he got in cuffs and then the FBI got there and took him in custody.
So because the prosecution is ongoing, we're not going to speak too much to the details, but SAC Barnacle's absolutely right. To find bad guys around the world, to find the worst of the worst hiding in Mexico, you have to use intelligence. You have to gain intelligence every step of the way at the state level, at the local level, at the federal level. You got to share that intelligence with our partners in Mexico. Then you have to join forces and combine operations and go hit the ground hard and relentlessly. And Charlotte and your local police force and our partners here made sure we never forgot it. And that's the importance. What I can say about Sandy Lee is she was a first-generation college student, graduating, working in her community, and at the time they were at a co-worker, Mr. Castillo, and unfortunately that led to her tragic murder off of a small monetary loan that she had made him, and he used that as an evil lure operation to get her out into the private and then to brutally murder her. As for the rest of the evidence, I know the district attorney will make a great presentation of that in court, but that's what's important, that we remember the fact that America is the greatest country on earth, and Sandy Lee was able to live out her dream, and it was taken from her and her family. And today we are going to deliver justice and begin the healing process for Charlotte and her family and the state of North Carolina. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.